going forward in the United States, because that's really missing in my view.
What is very important for us also to unite Polish entrepreneurs. Traveling around the United States, especially last year, preparing for the launching our institute, I've met so many successful Poles running startups, businesses, not only startups, or already successful ventures, and that's really great. And I hope we will also be the place when those ex-entrepreneurs would be able to meet. And this leads us to another part of our conference, which is called "Can we build a great Polish-American business bridge?"
Since the economic transformation at the beginning of the 90s, Poland has experienced uninterrupted growth, promptly becoming a genuine magnet for foreign investors. Hundreds of American companies have set foot in our country, enjoying a friendly business environment, a stable tax code, and a huge domestic market. With growing energy needs, Poland is an important partner for US oil and gas companies, as well as nuclear majors. LNG imports from American corporations have been a crucial factor in our long-standing attempts to achieve energy independence. Over the last couple of years, several American tech giants have been eagerly building server farms and investing in cloud computing, viewing Poland as a regional hub for their activities in Central Europe.
We have talked about the similarities between our countries. There is one more similarity. Both countries have their own iconic business figures, individuals who have decided to get involved in strengthening administration. I'm somebody, not everybody agrees that they are really strengthening, but I think they, at least on our side, is Mr. Rafał Brzoska has done a lot of job, and of course, I'm referring to Elon Musk in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, we invited now the hottest name in Polish business to share a few words for us, the founder of InPost Group, Mr. Rafał Brzoska.
Good morning. I will be brief because our agenda is extensive and there are many great voices we hope to hear today. I thank you, the Warsaw Freedom Institute, for this opportunity and all of the distinguished guests for being here. Thank you all for having me, and I'm very proud to talk among so many like-minded individuals who share a deep interest in the Polish-American political, economic and trade relations. All of us gathered here believe that our nations must thrive, be prosperous, and our economies must remain strong. I'm also certain that we all agree that the economic growth is the condition of both security and indeed survival. We face a lot of challenges, yet if there are two nations proud of their resolve, strength and endurance to achieve their goals despite difficulties, it's Poles and Americans. My name is Rafał Brzoska. I'm a Polish entrepreneur, investor, philanthropist and the founder and CEO of InPost. InPost is an innovative, publicly traded technology and logistics company specializing in a network of parcel lockers across Poland, Italy, the UK, France, the Benelux, Spain and Portugal. I'm also a proud Polish patriot, honored to hold high state distinctions awarded by the President of Poland for my contributions to our nation's economy. I was invited by my friends at the Warsaw Freedom Institute to talk about Polish-American partnership. First, as President Trump reminded us in his most recent inaugural address, we must be honest about the challenges we face. We must be aware that in Europe, we can't speak about growth without addressing security. And there can be no security without a strong economy. Yet, we must face the truth. The very things that we Europeans used to take for granted for the last 20 years are exactly that: growth and security. Maybe we believe that they will last forever without effort, without investment and without commitment, but they couldn't. Now, the time is up. Allow me to borrow words of the America's greatest singers and poets, Bob Dylan, to point out what needs to be done. We better start swimming, or we'll sink like a stone, for the times they are changing. And it is true. The times are changing right before our eyes. In recent years, a lot of us have observed, often with regret, that the very notion of development was bringing a sense of shame rather than pride across Europe. We have forgotten that economic growth is the cornerstone of our survival, both in trade and in kinetic conflicts. But I also believe that growth and the desire to excel are essential to our humanity, making who we are. It stems from the decisions of millions willing to risk their private assets to deliver quality to their customers, create jobs and innovation. Furthermore, without economic progress, we will not be able to finance social programs, healthcare, or even the security of our borders. I strongly believe that primary obstacles to economic growth and technological innovation in Europe are more and more expensive and expansive government structures, escalating taxes and, above all, regulations. The second obstacles are the policy makers, who think it is their job to dictate not only how citizens should live their lives, but also how they must heat their home and which kind of car they ought to drive. For too many years, Europe has been a champion not in innovation, but unfortunately in regulation. Yet we must never forget that no nation has built a competitive economy on excessive regulatory burdens, high taxes, and a lack of respect for excellence. I was outspoken and firm with these concerns, and that may be why a few months ago, literally 2 months ago, I was asked by Polish Prime Minister to lead an effort to free Poland and our citizens from bureaucratic burdens. I chose to do it through a grassroots fight against overregulation. I named this initiative Sprawdzamy. In Polish, sprawdzam means to check, while my is for we. So effectively, we check you. It is not only a name I chose, but most important, it is a mission statement and my personal pledge as well. What it means is that we listen to the Polish people and to Polish businesses what they really need to live with dignity, to grow and to prosper. And we are giving them a voice that will be heard loud and clear by politicians and officials. Finally, we will check if the government delivers what we, the people, have asked for. And yes, I do use the words of American Constitution quite deliberately. I took this mission also because I believe that as there is an American dream, there is also a Polish dream. They both rest upon the same pillars that one can find in American Declaration of Independence: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. These values are sacred to both our nations. I built my success with my own hands, driven by those very words. I also transformed my challenges into triumphs, believing that we all need freedom to define our path and also create our destiny. And this is also why I want my voice here to represent not only me, but all of Poles who believe in a spirit of entrepreneurship, hard work, but also dedication. To be frank, I'm always being asked about differences and similarities between American Dutch and Polish "we check you," and if I feel like a Polish Elon Musk. Let me make some things clear first. Both Elon Musk and I were called upon to roll up our sleeves and champion the regulation. Yet, we chose different paths to reach our goal. Elon is an amazing businessman, an innovative and creative visionary. He is a manager of such immense energy, one can hardly believe he is just one person. You may like him or not, but no one can deny his enormous business success that now quite literally reaches beyond Earth. But there are two key differences between his deregulation initiative and mine. First, he reports directly to the President of the United States. He was given a job to do, and he was a vital part of this administration. I, on the other hand, was asked to do a kind of pro bono work. I do it at my own expenses and under my own responsibility. And that is why I created Sprawdzamy, We Check You, a grassroots initiative uniting people passionate about Poland's economy, future and the development. I invited others to join, and they did. Thousands of Poles, business people, lawyers, economists stepped forward. We also have public servants, mayors of towns, both small and large, scientists, doctors, and even trade unions, reps trying to contribute into that challenge. There are so many of us, one has even called it a social movement. I don't know about that, but certainly it is a social emotion and social effort. The second difference lies in how Elon Musk and I pursue government efficiency. He wants to cut that part of the federal spending he believes is waste, fraud and abuse. But I don't think we face that kind of overspending in Polish public sector. We face a completely different challenge, omnipresent of unnecessary and absurd regulations and bureaucratic nightmares. This tangle prevents Polish entrepreneurs to reach their full market potential. Too often also, Polish citizens are denied the respect and trust they deserve from their government and public agencies. So, while Elon focuses on trimming the fat, I want Poles to spread their wings by cutting the ropes that hold them back. And our main goal is to propose a package of solutions focused on deregulation, simplification, and business-friendly policies. This initiative is meant for anyone seeking answers to their needs, hopes, doubts, and concerns. We need to make life easier for everyone alike, workers, business owners, and clerks. Our proposals benefit all Polish citizens by cutting through red tape and streamlining processes and ensuring that deregulation as the process serves everyone. Transparency and accessibility are the core of our work. This is why we launched a dedicated website, www.sprawdzamy.com, where every citizen and organization can submit ideas. These platforms keeps Poland informed about our latest projects and allows us as well to gather vital feedback and comments. People may vote even for some of the ideas. We meet regularly with the newly formed government deregulation team, led by a member of the Council of Ministers. We appointed professional coordinators to manage several dozen thematic teams and 4 expert councils. This is a vast project involving hundreds of experts working pro bono to review and analyze incoming proposals for deregulation. So far, the teams engaged in Sprawdzamy initiative have prepared almost 300 deregulation proposals covering a range of areas. All of these proposals are open for review, and every Polish citizen can vote on as many initiatives as they wish. Most of the proposed changes focus on 7 key areas, what we called the Big 7. And this group covers health projects and improvements for people with disabilities, tax simplification and liquidity solutions for small and medium-sized businesses, clearing judicial bottlenecks, digitalization and development projects, bolstering energy security through more affordable energy options, also deregulation of certain EU rules, and enhancement in defense and security. You may ask, can we achieve these goals? I believe we can. Poles and Americans alike take pride that we are not afraid of rising to every challenge that faced us. When we roll up our sleeves, it is a sign there is a job to be done. So let's deregulate. Let's build our strength, honor and appreciate our American-Polish relationship and alliance. And above all, let us grow and prosper together. Thank you all. Thank you very much, and have a great, fruitful discussions.
Thank you very much for this very interesting presentation. Rafał Brzoska is probably now definitely one of the most successful Polish entrepreneur, now the hottest name in Polish business, investing in many other countries. When you are, Marek, ambassador to United States, you talk to American entrepreneurs, to American managers also, but you also met Polish entrepreneurs trying to make success in the United States. What are your impressions?
Unfortunately, so far it's been mostly a one-way street.
Yeah.
Hundreds, if not thousands, of American companies investing in Poland and setting foot in our country and in Central Europe. Some of them viewing Poland as a hub for their regional activities. On the other hand, many Polish companies which struggle to leave their footprint on American soil. I will tell you an anecdote from my tenure as Deputy Foreign Minister responsible for economic diplomacy. I've always admired the Polish business people's commitment and aspirations and ambitions and the global view of their own businesses. Nevertheless, whenever I spoke with them about opportunities in remote markets, and I was inviting them to join me on a delegation to Pakistan, to Brazil, or to South Korea, I frequently heard arguments that, Mr. Minister, thank you very much for the invitation, but we sell about 90 or even 95% of our products and services to EU countries. So it was very difficult for me to persuade them that they should look more broadly at the global opportunities in this, in the growing markets in Latin America and Asia or in Africa. So it was a challenge for me as a politician. It was a challenge for me as ambassador, both in Israel and in the United States. Of course, it takes some time because we are a young democracy and a young economic system based on the most principal rules of capitalism. since 1989. So it will take some time for Polish business people to expand their businesses globally.
But there's more and more entrepreneurs, Polish entrepreneurs, investing in United States. I've met them. Some of them we will listen in a few minutes. But I'm also interested in your perspective of American entrepreneurs, investors in Poland. How they perceive Poland. Oh, yeah, this is an attractive market, but what kind of burdens usually they meet in Poland? What they were complaining about?
We are complaining constantly about high taxes, about the unfriendly business environment. But when we compare the business environment in Poland to other countries, especially in Europe, we are in a pretty good shape. And this is quite an attractive place to invest also for American investors. They do appreciate a stable tax code. They do appreciate the stable regulations, which in our view are totally unstable and deregulated.
I think, Rafał, just go and agree with you.
Yes, but my personal view is quite is divergent, I would say. So I think this is what the American entrepreneurs, what the American investor in Poland appreciate the most.
Mm-hmm. What direction do you think Polish entrepreneurs should go? What market, what part of American market should be the target?
We are not going to. We are not. Polish companies will never. Well, hopefully it will happen one day, but we will probably never sell cars or computers or smartphones in the United States. So our role will be always a little bit limited. It is a very competitive market. I would like to remind you that many Polish entrepreneurs do not understand the legal differences, for example, differences in tax codes and regulations in different states in America. So, for example, I was working closely with my trade department at the Embassy of Poland in the United States, and many Polish companies were turning to us with some very simple questions. And whenever we were asking them, but which state would you like to invest in? Which state are you interested in? They didn't understand us, why we were asking such specific questions about the geographical location of their activities in the United States, because they didn't understand the differences, which are absolutely fundamental in terms of your business activities in the United States.
So would you say now that some of the states are now more attractive or some not?
Absolutely. Some of them are even considered to be tax havens. So we are not we are not venturing into this territory, consulting and advising Polish companies. But still, you have to, first of all, if you want to invest in America, if you want to be present on American soil actively and efficiently, you have to acquire some knowledge about the legal system and the business opportunities in various states in America.
Mm-hmm. And have you also met the new Polish entrepreneurs who immigrate to United States, who launch the new companies, the startups, like people like Stefan Batory and Marcin Wojciak, by the way, who is a member of our
I have some of them at least,
board.
And I keep my fingers crossed for them, and I know very well, again, that this is a very competitive market also for them. But whenever I was speaking also with American tech giants, for example, I was always recommending Polish companies, for example, in the sector of recycling, which is, I think, an underestimated sector, a neglected one, not only in America, but also in Europe. There are some Polish companies which have been quite successful precisely in this industry.
We got a question from Chicago, from Donald Pasek. It's quite long, but I'll try to read it. Given that not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur or willing to be one, I just lost the question. I'm sorry, I wanted to ask it, but it disappeared. Oh, it's back. So let me ask, and then in a minute we will connect to our moderator of next panel. So given that not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur or willing to be one, shouldn't the role of government in society to make sure that money gets redistributed from taxes to benefit the entire society or not just business interests?
I've got a very simple answer to that.
Yeah.
We have to strike the right balance
Yeah.
between capitalism and socialism, to put it bluntly. So I think this question is pretty easy to answer. And I think that subsequent, again, speaking about the conditions in Poland since 1989, I think that we have struck the right balance, and that's why we have always been regarded as a very attractive country for foreign investors.
Let's move now